Oh my god, like, hi guys, I'm Kara, and like, I really like rom-coms.
Oh my god, hey, my name is Jaren, and I really like the term cottagecore.
Oh my god, like, so I was like, that's so funny, because I was like thinking about how the both of us really like the natural charm of being poor.
Yeah, like, totally. And this is...
Just like kiss already?
Alright, so it's episode 15, and we're finally answering the hard questions like, what if Renge were a man and 30 years older?
Yeah. I think that she would own a nice little bed and breakfast up in the mountains. Maybe say a little town called Karuizawa. I don't know, just like a thought that I had.
It feels very on brand
right.
to open up like a maison in the middle of the countryside. Maison. So you can enjoy the changing of the seasons and the young boys who come through the area.
I don't know about that second part. It kind of felt a little weird saying it out loud.
It was one of those things where I was like, they pretty much say this in the episode, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right.
The quiet part.
It's there and you see it and you're like, haha, but then when you say it yourself, you're like,
You kind of see it. It's in town. It's in some of the background shots. It walks across the screen at one point. But we never, like, wave at it.
Yeah, we're not, But hey, y'all, we're on episode 15 of Ouran High School Hest Club. Yeah. Which means it's time for us to take a little vacay, which is something we've done before, but not quite like this.
Yeah, this is like a fun, long vacay.
Yeah, it's like it's break from school, and so we can, like, go do vacation things.
Yeah, or if you're Haruhi or just poor, you can get a job. Yeah, you gotta earn money when you're not in school.
Yeah, though to be fair, Haruhi isn't getting paid. Like, she took this job. Yeah, the whole thing is that, like, she was like, oh, I want to do something for the summer. And then her dad was like, oh, well, I've got a friend if you want to, like, go help out. So she's not getting paid. She was using this as an excuse to, like, have a nice getaway.
Holy shit.
Yeah, which kind of makes this even worse. Like, it's not even like they're barging in on her job. They're barging in on her, like, peaceful time away from the city.
I was so focused on my grind set that I forgot.
I know. Surprise. But yeah, it's the Karuizawa vacation episode arc. Yeah, because we for no reason do they give us a thought to think that in the following episode they would be leaving. Mm-hmm. They can't do that. Not after they set up.
If they just were in school the next episode, though, it would be fantastic.
I guess that'll be my hint for you, is that next episode we don't leave Curry. Don't worry, we don't just resolve it.
Thank you.
And then pretend it didn't happen.
My prediction needs all the help I can get.
Oh man, do you have good, like, friendcation memories?
Yeah, I think I love doing little trips, like day trips, but as far as, like, sleepover trips are concerned.
Yeah.
I have lots of good memories of those. Honestly, the first one that came to mind just now was the camping trip that we had.
Oh my god, I forgot.
I know, right?
That was so good.
I'm, like, just remembering it now and getting all happy about it. That was so much fun. I remember climbing trees.
Yes.
Cooking, like, multiple hot dogs.
Multiple people coming for the day and then leaving, so there were just 4 of us in this giant campground.
Literally starting out with, like, a group of, like, 15 and being like, all right, let's play some games. And then the night comes and we're like, there are 4 of us, and that is not enough to fight off any animal larger than a raccoon.
And our one friend Chris had brought a hammock, and the rest of us were sleeping in the tent. And so he was like, "Can I go hang out in the tent with you guys?" And we were like, "Yeah, come in the tent."
You don't gotta sleep in the hammock outside.
Yeah, I mean, you can sleep in the hammock if you would like to, but if you want to hang out in the tent and not be just outside the other people.
This episode has that same kind of, like, camping trip energy.
Yeah, that's true. Sure. I would say so. Wow, that was a good trip. I love camping. It's a lot of fun.
How about you? Any friendcation?
I've had a couple. I think the one that stands out to me most is I took, like, a spring break to Savannah with my friends once. Yeah, we wanted to do, like, fun ghost tours. And, like, the main goal was the ghost tours, because I'm not like a super, like, spooky person, but I enjoy the supernatural. I think it's fun. But I have some friends who are really, really into that stuff. So, and I love Savannah. I've been there once before. I think when I was a Girl Scout. Because that's like a thing when you're a Girl Scout, is sometimes you go to Savannah, because I think that's where, like, the founder lived or something.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, right? But the sequel, where I went with my friends just for funsies, It was good. We ended up like finding a lot of really good restaurants, and that was a lot of fun. We made a lot of jokes where we were like, "Are we here for ghosts or are we here for food?"
What is food if not the ghost of an animal?
We also went on some excellent spooky ghost tours, and it was great. And I learned very much who of my friends are the ones who will stand in the back and be like, I'm not going to touch anything I'm not supposed to, and who will say, we should walk through the graveyard at 1 a.m. Good thing the graveyard was locked.
Good. Wow.
You know who you are. But yeah, I love a good friendcation. I think it's fun. I've been wanting to go on like a nice little friend cruise for a while.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's something I've mentioned
Big boat.
Right? Big boat. Get the drink package.
Oh, for sure.
You gotta.
You gotta.
You gotta.
Did you learn which of your friends are like, yeah, we're gonna sleep shirtless together and put an elephant on my wiener so that we can scare the maid when she comes to do
It's gonna blow out confetti. It's gonna be so funny.
Everybody's gonna get it, and it's not gonna confuse anyone.
I can't. You know what? Nah. I have at least one friend that comes to mind that might. But I'll keep that to myself to protect your identity, but you know who you are. But I was actually a little more focused on the fact that Tamaki has giant portraits of all of his friends on his walls in his house.
Such goals.
That's so cute. Like, I wish.
It's like a telephone room. Like, this is the room that I call my 5 friends, and they are all up here. No Haruhi portrait yet, though, huh?
Nah, not yet. Well, you know, portraits take time. You gotta go to sit
It's already been commissioned.
He's just waiting for the perfect time to be like, today's host club theme is portrait and sitting still. Yeah. Statues. Haruhi, sit here.
Very good. It's just somebody furiously painting behind a curtain.
Yeah, we start this episode out like, oh my god, Haruhi's missing.
Yeah.
Where is she?
Where in the world?
No one's heard from Haruhi in years. Or maybe in hours? Who knows? Yeah.
Tamaki's like sounding the alarm and
establish a search party.
Literally, he's like, we need to get the police involved, Kyoya. You need to call up your family's private military force.
It is so funny to me the amount of times that Kyoya has made it known that he keeps tabs on literally everything, and Tamaki's first thought had it been, well, maybe Kyoya knows. Yeah. Which Kyoya does know. Kyoya's like, hey, sorry to interrupt. But yeah, no, she's working at her dad's friend's resort over in Karuizawa for the summer. Right? It's summer. It's summer.
It's summy
time. And then they're like, well, obviously now we gotta go crash it.
In the best way possible, because Haruhi is literally just reflecting, like, at peace with the environment and the world around her, hanging laundry.
She's like, I can't wait to catch up on my studies.
Like, oh, this is gonna be so nice. And then Tamaki comes in on a helicopter with a megaphone, and the wind blows all the laundry off the line. Yeah. And you just feel her give up.
Which, honestly, when I watched this when I was in, like, middle school, I totally, like, got the vibe of, like, oh, yeah, my friend's coming. Like, I didn't understand why Haruhi would want to just, like, go work somewhere and study. But now that I'm a grad student, I would give anything to go to a cottage in the mountains and just be able to work on my stuff.
Damn. That's so real.
I was literally, like, an hour ago telling Jaren about how much I love the 5th floor of the library at my university.
Yep.
It's so good. It's so quiet there. I love it.
Perfect.
But anyway, yeah, it's time for a surprise friendcation. You thought you were getting your own vacation, but nope, your friends are here. Yeah. Get wrecked, Haruhi.
If I learned anything this episode, is that I need more rich friends.
Yeah! They literally all show up and they're like, oh, is this why you didn't accept my invitation to go to Bali with my family?
Like, oh, I thought you were going to come with my family to the Swiss Alps, maybe.
Yeah, where's my rich friend who just wants to take me on vacation out of the country?
We want sugar parents.
I have a passport? Come on.
Yeah, my bags are packed.
But there's only one room available at the resort. You can't all stay here. What are we gonna do?
They all want to stay, of course, because you gotta be within, like, spitting distance of Haruhi at all times.
You always either want to be, like, next to your friends at the vacation, or you all want to just be piled in the same room.
Dude,
no one wants to be down the hall.
This is how you know they're not real teenagers. Is they totally would have been like, yeah, let's just get, like, a bunch of blankets.
literally, I would have been like, we're sharing the room. What do you mean? Big sleepover.
Incredible. It's just like one person wakes up in the middle of the night and you have to step over 7 boys to go take a leak.
Maybe it's because they're rich.
Yeah.
They're not used to cramming people into a small room. They're not used to, I want to go on a vacation with my friends, so we're going to pretend like we're buying a room for 2 people, but we're going to put 6 people in there.
Incredible.
We're going to split the cost.
We designate the 2 of the friends to come and meet the person who runs the Airbnb.
Exactly.
You 2 are the most convincing.
But what other way to figure out who gets to have this one room than a refreshing competition?
Yeah.
Which
somebody called Mentos because we need the fresh maker out here for some reason. This concept of refreshment in this episode is so interesting.
Yeah, because if it was anything like what I think refreshing is, then hands down Mori would have won.
Uh-huh.
They had the whole like, all right, here's the stats. If Mori wins, he's not gonna do it because then can't be with Honey. Which again, share the room, whatever.
Yes.
And then they're like, it's not gonna be
Tamaki?
No, I think they're like, Tamaki has a chance.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to figure it out, but he's got a chance. And then they're like, the twins though have the best like chance right now.
Yeah.
And I think did Kyoya just elect not to do it?
Yeah, he sat out.
He was like, nah, I don't really need to.
He was like, why?
Why would I do? I have my own house.
Do you know how much comfort I would have to give up to stay here?
Yeah.
God.
And I think A, people should learn that sharing rooms is an option. Mm-hmm. B, Mori was the best by far.
For sure.
But nobody did anything. Honestly, nobody did anything to come close to Mori IMO. Yeah. Not a single one of them had anything on him.
His archetype is like the most refreshing because he is like the single big, tall, strong. Hot, quiet. Yeah. And there's so many good gags in this where it's like he's chopping wood in the summertime for the fires that they're not having.
But like, who cares?
But like, he's like, I'm just gonna take my shirt off and I'm gonna do some physical labor for a while. And like, Misuzu is like watching from the roof, and all the hotel guest girls are like, "Oh my god!" Holy shit!
The only reaction you can have.
Yeah. The twins have like all their bits down. Like,
yes.
I love that about the twins is that they're like, oh, we're gonna perform our twinness.
They're scheming as usual.
Yeah.
Tamaki's trying to figure it out. He tries going the physical labor route at first, and it's not working because he's never done physical labor before, and so he doesn't know how a fence goes.
It's just a fucking clusterfuck of wood. It's so good.
He figures it out at the end, though, and he's like, oh, you know what I do have is piano skills.
Yeah.
I can do a little piano.
He gets reminded, that, as I was reminded, that he can actually play piano.
Right?
Kyoya has a great moment this episode where he, like, talks to Haruhi, and he, like, actually shares his insight and thought process. Like, we're continually shown that, like, oh, he knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
And this is the first time I think that he, like, invites Haruhi into that and is like, okay, well, like, who do you think is going to win?
Well, that's true. He's like, well, you're not a part of it this time, so come here.
Yeah. He's like, this isn't, like, he's like, it's obvious. He's like, and then I'll explain my reasoning, like, oh, this person.
That's true. Excuse me. A lot of the time, Haruhi, like, the game is almost at Haruhi's expense, or it's to find something out about Haruhi. And even though, like, she is staying at this place, so the prize still is, like, being close to my friend Haruhi.
Yeah.
Because she's not, like, she knows the competition is happening this time. She's not a part of it, because she already has a job here. She kind of gets to be in on the strat with Kyoya.
Yeah.
Which is good. Also, Honey is there, and unfortunately, cute does not equal refreshing, so Honey just kind of, like, takes a big F.
Yep.
Sorry, bud.
It's very funny to see Honey be, like, he has, like, this one-sided axe that he's grinding, where he's like, oh, I'll do my cute thing, and then it doesn't work out, and he's like, I have no hope.
He's like, that was it, that was my strat.
Now, instead of happy sweets, I eat depression sweets.
Oh, well.
Yes, and then Tamaki plays the piano, which everybody loves, and I think you noticed it's the same song from...
Yeah, so they have one piano song, and it's the one that they play every time. The dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun,
oh, you're...
dun, 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 and yeah, that's the one. We get one.
We get one.
Which I would think that piano music maybe wouldn't be that expensive, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just wrong.
Like, some of it's gotta be public domain by now.
There absolutely is. It's gotta be.
He's just trying to appeal to all these people by playing Happy Birthday and Chopsticks.
He's playing Heart and Soul, but only one part. But apparently he could do both, because we did establish that this is a piano piece for two pianos.
Yes.
Which is exactly what it was booked as in the Hiro Shiro episode.
Yes.
So Tamaki's just really talented.
Yeah, they don't show his hands because they're just a blur.
Yeah. Incredible. But too bad, because the twins come in with the snipe at the end and just yoink the room for themselves with a little bit of a twin brother act.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they do.
An act? Question mark?
An act?
Yeah. So I'm gonna actually try this. I think Haruhi is talking to Kaoru. Mm-hmm. And a vase falls from on high.
Yes.
And it's about to hit Haruhi.
The prophesized flower pot that appears in every anime.
Yes. And Kaoru tackles her out of the way, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And she's like, "But your face."
He saves her goddamn life.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And he has a little scratch, and we see Hikaru gets very upset.
Yeah.
And then they play it off like it was an act.
Yes. Yeah. So initially we're led to believe like, oh, haha, we got you. This was our plan all along. Mm-hmm. Which, nice try, except you can never plan for the flower pot. It always happens unexpectedly.
Act of God.
But they play it off. They're like, haha, this was our plan. Because they get like 1 million refresher points. Because everybody loves, I guess, when siblings care for each other. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess it's like we like to see people care about each other.
It's refreshing, yeah.
But they get 1 million points. They win the thing. And then they turn around and they're like, haha, we got you all. It was all an act.
Yeah.
But then we get a shot a little later where they're kind of like holding hands, being like, I was actually really scared you were going to get hurt.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh?
Yeah. Hikaru was like shaking, and then you realize like that's his whole world.
Yeah.
Like if anything happened to his brother, it's like he has nobody else.
Yeah.
That he's fully connected to right now.
We've had like a full twins episode in the past, but I feel like lately we're kind of just being shown more and more just how important they are to each other, and just how much like they haven't really had anyone else for almost all of their lives.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, yeah, if I only had like one person that I knew I could depend on and trust, I would probably be really shaken up if like something almost happened to them.
Exactly.
Like, what do you do?
Yeah.
But anyway, next morning, it's time to wake up. Everybody get up. Get up, because we all have houses in Karuizawa, and it really didn't matter who stays at the resort.
God, the twins wake up. Kaoru's been kicked onto the floor in the night by Hikaru.
Of course.
And then we see Tamaki's already there, and he's like memorized the brochure for this place.
Oh yeah.
And he's just hanging around talking about the breakfast options.
I love a friend who's like, I know the thing. I read the thing, so I know what it is.
The local specialties. And they're like, well, why isn't Honey or Kyoya here?
Oh yeah, we have the resurgence of never wake up Honey Senpai.
Yeah.
But also never wake up Kyoya.
We get the most like beautiful insert shots of Tamaki opening the door to Kyoya's bedroom and Kyoya just glaring with one eye from under the covers, and then snap cut to Honey and Usud like doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's like they say the devil eye in the beast's eyes.
Yeah.
It was so good.
But then, jing-a-ling-ling, the door opens, and who would show up but somebody who knows Haruhi.
Somebody.
And somebody who Haruhi knows.
Oh, yeah. This is framed as the biggest Doki Doki moment, because he says he's delivering fruit, but it's more like he's delivering just a fucking carton of flower petals. Because they are whipping through this inside of this last scene.
Oh, yeah. There's very heavy, like... on this scene specifically.
And they knew each other. But
then the episode ends before we can find out more.
The acapella episode of Just Kiss Already.
But yeah, so I I like this episode a lot. I love the refreshing competition arc.
This feels refreshing because it's like we're not at the school.
Yeah.
It's honestly just like we've gotten away from that like slice of life. Like what's happening at school today?
Although I do think it is very funny because this episode starts and obviously we're not in school, so we're wearing different clothes. But then the next day happens and everybody is wearing the same clothes.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, so when we go on vacation, we only pack one outfit and we wear it the whole time.
We dirty boys.
We dirty boy. I could argue for like Hikaru and Kaoru that like, oh, well, they're staying at the resort. Mm-hmm. So maybe like they made the sacrifice. They can probably go buy stuff tomorrow if they really want to. I guess we can be like, well, Haruhi, you're poor, so too bad. But everybody else, they go home to their little townhouse, whatever they've got. And they come back wearing the same goddamn clothes. Like, come on.
If I've always thought that if I had a favorite outfit, I would just buy like 5 copies of it and then like wash every week.
I guess I don't know, because I never had like a favorite outfit, but I did have certain things that I liked, and so I would buy it in like all the different colors. Mm-hmm. Like I remember I had this cardigan when I was in high school that I had, and like I had the yellow one and I had like the pink one, and it was like this cardigan was a part of me.
Good.
I wore it all the time. So I guess, maybe, kind of. When you find a good thing, you're like, okay, but this fits me well. I might as well, like, buy multiple, you know?
Whenever something looks good on me, finally, I adore it. I'm like this
is it.
This is the one.
I found it.
The clothes that make me look okay.
The clothes that make me look okay. This shirt is comfy, and it looks pretty good on me. All right, I'll take 6.
Bartender.
So the whole kind of like the big thing I think in this episode is this whole like refreshing competition. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, what would your strat be? How would you be the most refreshing boy at the chateau?
I would open up a bike wash in the driveway of this. Just me, no shirt, and some shorts. And I just wash everybody's bike.
Yeah, if there were cars, it'd be real easy. You just go straight for the car wash one. But I guess you gotta think.
Yeah, you know, it's rural.
It's the bike wash.
Yeah, I just feel like that was kind of the one thing. There's like a scene of the twins like splashing each other with the hose, and I was like, more of that.
Yeah.
Like that's what I think of when I think of like summertime funnin'.
Summertime funnin'. Yeah. Refreshing.
We got that hot hose and that metal water that you smell, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta drink from the hose because you can't go inside.
Uh-huh. So you're more of a like you're putting out the refreshing vibe and anybody can see it, kind of.
Pure sex appeal. Yeah.
Because I was thinking I would probably go more the route of like individual. Like I would probably take up some kind of role that's like a service role or something. So I'm talking to individual people and then I just like smile a lot.
Damn. Very good.
Like I was like, I feel like I could probably, because I don't know if I could make a good fence. I don't know how good I would be at chopping wood either. I don't have a sibling just at the ready that I can always pull into my scheme. I would have to call him up and you'd have to drive over. A lot.
Hey, I'm in Karuizawa right now.
But I do have a peppy attitude so that I can make use of it.
Now that you mention it, I would probably just also be like, hey, can I put on a maid outfit?
There you go.
Honestly, I just talk to me, Susan, when I'm like, look, do you need extra help? Because
you just gotta push up the titties a little bit.
No, like they're there.
Just got
my turkeys are done. They're ready.
Just constantly dropping things. Oops. Let me pick that up really quick. Oh no, my knees kind of hurt, so I can't bend.
Ow, now. I have bad ankles.
Let
me just squat down real quick.
Specifically.
Anybody need their bike wash?
Oops.
I love this to answer the question.
Oh yeah.
How would you win the competition? The bend and snap.
Yeah. I think that's honestly the most foolproof plan that you can go for.
It's our only weapon.
Also, a big thing this episode is, so, I mean, like, the whole series kind of, like, balances on this rich-poor dynamic, but I think this episode particularly is one of the ones that really kind of, like, pushes it.
Yeah.
Just how out of touch some of these boys are. Yeah. Because they've had lots of money, so they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what it's like. They don't even think to have the idea, let's all pile in one room and have big fun sleepover.
Yeah, there's the whole thing in general of, like, students aren't allowed to have part-time jobs.
Yeah, that was a thing.
And so, like, Haruhi's not even making money off this. Like, she's just staying here while her dad's out of town to, like, have a place to stay where there's a trusted adult, you know? And there's that scene where the twins are ordering breakfast, and they're just, like, going off with all this shit, and Tamaki's like, dude, like, that's not even here.
Guys, come on, you can't just order Eggs Benedict wherever you want.
Literally them. Oh, God.
Have some pancakes, Jesus Christ.
Try some pancake.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Along with, I feel like, maybe not necessarily, like, explicitly kind of said, but I think definitely the whole, like, Haruhi is here to work so that she can get away. It's kind of like something that she doesn't get to do often and that she wants to, whereas they all kind of come, and for them working there is a game.
Yeah.
It's just
there's something to be said for, like, Tamaki's attitude, though. Like, he's never held a hammer in his life.
No.
And he injures himself using one.
Yes.
But he's trying to build a fence.
Yeah.
Like, he's out there trying.
He also learns a lot about, like, the like, cooking stuff. Like, he goes to the kitchen. He's like, I'm gonna learn about this. Like, one of the things I love most about Tamaki is just how, like, genuinely interested he is.
Very earnest,
like, sometimes it comes off as a little, like, you know, like, with the coffee, it's like, come on. But at the end of the day, he is, like, genuinely, he wants to know more. And I think, you know, as we've learned that for him, childhood wasn't really, like, a cool, fun, like, great thing for him. Like, he doesn't have fun. Like, I was a kid and I played games, memories. So I feel like a lot of that kind of shows in him just, like, wanting to find out things about the world and wanting to know what other people do and stuff like that.
It feels like as a rich kid, their spheres are very small, and Tamaki is the one who is most proactive about, like, expanding that sphere compared to, like, Mori and Honey, who, like, have each other, and the twins who have each other, and Kyoya, who already knows everything, so...
It makes me think a lot of times in shows where there's, like, a rich-poor dynamic, there's kind of this recurring idea of, like, we are on different sides, and in order to be together, one of us has to either cross to the other. Like, you know, in Coffee Prince, I guess that's, like, kind of a thing where it's, like, we're from different worlds, almost, and, like, you have to... You know,
I either have to give up my inheritance or you have to ascend.
Yeah. And one of the things that I like about this is, you know, that's usually an issue because it's like, it's almost expected that the poorer person would then kind of like just be rich now. Like, you marry rich, you're just rich now.
You're set, yeah.
And that's kind of a lot of conflict that I've seen in these like rich poor dynamics where it's just kind of like you're expecting me to go there when you're not willing to learn about me. And I do love to see that Tamaki, no one like it's not even like never once in his thought was he like I'm in a different world. Like he's like, oh, this is more world that I don't know about. I just want to learn about it. He's so willing to just like try building a fence and like learn about the local delicacies and stuff.
Yeah, the competition is over. There's no points anymore, and he's not going to be able to like have his weird fantasy of like Haruhi making him breakfast.
Yeah,
but he still came there early at 6 a.m. to be like teach me about like all this stuff.
I love Tamaki.
He's a sweet, earnest boy.
He's a good noodle. He's a good one. Maybe not more than I like Mori, though.
No, also Mori didn't even fuck up. Like, he knows how to chop
he
firewood.
He was just good.
He's like, where do you keep your axe? Oh, what?
He's like, where's the fire pit? And they're like, well, it's actually summer. And he's like, okay, you can store this for later.
He's actually too shy. He was like, I need some axe. And they handed him that. And he was like, oh. No.
He was like, well, I guess I'll just chop wood.
I guess I'll be more stinky.
Oh, well. All right, let's run through so tropes. This is a little bit of a tropey episode. So we've got vacation.
Yes.
And then we've got the competition.
Yeah.
Like, for some reason, there's one thing, and we have to improvise a competition to get it.
Yeah. This is the closest we're going to get to a tournament arc in the show,
Yeah. And then we have like I was saying before, the flower pot. This is just a staple. And I think in, like, romantic comedy, kind of like shoujo manga, a lot of times the flower pot is used for precisely this. It's an excuse for someone to push someone out of the way.
Yeah. Maybe
get hurt themselves, or maybe... Sometimes it's like like someone is out to get you, so they drop the flower pot. Or sometimes it's like this, where it was just an accident, but it's a excellent moment for that. I swoop in and save you, push you aside before the flower pot can hit you. And it's always a flower pot.
Yeah. This was a perceptual blind spot for me. Like, I didn't clock this as a trope, but you mentioned it, and I was like, oh my god, like, it's all coming back to me.
Right.
Literally can picture, like, the brown ceramic flower pot with the single flower in it.
Yeah, literally.
And
the flower drop.
The only thing, like, this is, you were saying, it's a tool for the demonstration of a character's selflessness. So it's like, oh, danger, push.
Yeah. I think in many ways it's also used as a comedy thing. It's kind of like the anvil drop, the piano drop. But in this case, in this genre, it's the hero.
I was going to say, yeah. It's also in Tom and Jerry, the villain.
Ah, yes, of course. The villain.
My favorite anime.
And then we kind of have like hints at, maybe a little old crush or a friend or maybe family.
Wavy.
Who knows? But Haruhi knows this guy.
Oh yeah. Which leads me to my prediction for the next episode. Which I really want this to be. This person is like Haruhi's either childhood friend who moved away when they were young.
Ooh.
Or I want this to be... I'm doubling my choices.
Okay, fair. No, you can do whatever you want, honestly.
I'm taking 6 bites of this apple.
This was not a Kyoya episode. So one more mark for not a Kyoya episode.
I'm getting bolder in my feeling that we will never get one. And I really feel like this is either going to be childhood friend who was separated from, or this is going to be Haruhi X. Like, actually, like, we used to date.
An old fling.
Because there's so much, like, about Haruhi that's just like, but you're a girl? Yeah. But you had a boyfriend? Yeah.
She's like, I had a very regular middle school life.
Yeah. I date, I eat, I shit. I'm Haruhi Fujioka. What do you want from me?
Ooh, very cute. All right. Any other thoughts for things that might happen while we're still in Karuizawa for a minute?
Big jealousy, I think, because the last frames of this episode are Tamaki and the twins being like, Dad?
Yeah, and you know that if her old fling is gonna come in, it's gonna be a big thing.
We need like a Tom and Jerry style episode where it's the three of them following like the reunion date, and they're like trying to spoil it, but they make everything better.
Oh my god.
They're like, when he comes through, we'll pour the thing of water on him. And then he gets wet and he's like, oh, sorry, let me take my shirt off and dry out in the sun. And he's just glistening, and Haruhi's like, wow!
Yeah. That just sounds like probably how Mori lives.
Yeah.
Nothing bad could happen to him.
Just no matter, he lives in this hell of constant attraction. Like, anything happens to Mori, and he's like, damn it.
He only gets hotter.
No matter what I do, everyone thirsting after me.
Alright, so either, like, old childhood friend who hasn't seen each other in a while. So then maybe that's like, oh, big shock. Like, oh my gosh, Haruhi, you're so pretty.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Or, it's you.
Oh, exes. And then also jealousy. Yeah, I mean, like...
Oh, it's you.
Come on. Who is you?
Who even is you? Very good.
All right, sounds good. Well, I think that's all we've got for y'all this episode.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much for listening. Tune in next time to see just how hot Mori can get.
We're pushing it.
On the up and up. He does make a noise this episode, therefore it is a good episode. Yeah. It's a nice little chopping wood moment. Grunt. Yeah. We love when he goes, ah. All right, thank you so much for listening. Bye.